Happy Monday. I love how it says you're live, and actually I was live like 15 seconds ago, so you get to see me think about things. Holy cow, that is a long leg. It is a very long leg. Well, that's not fair. Hi, Kelly. Hi, Tammy. Kelly, you beat Tammy as my first commenter. Good job. Happy Oreo Cookie Day. I'll give you an unpopular opinion. I'm not a fan of Oreo cookies, although yes, I open them up and I use my bottom teeth to claw the creamy filling off. But then I don't really care for the outside layers, but I'll eat them because um so there you learn something about me. But I recently bought some cookies and cream ice cream, and if you make the outside layer a little soggy by putting it in ice cream, it's not as bad, but not my preferred treat. I think I'll figure something else out to eat. I can usually come up with something. Um, and Kelly says, I wonder what fun Sarah will have to share with us today. Well, I'll start by telling you good morning. It's Monday, March 6th, 2023. I'm in the Sunrise studio. There's a shadow because you can see the sun's, as soon as the sun goes up a little bit more, I think I'll be all the same light. I'm wearing my, man, these are dirty. I'm wearing my rocket tee, long sleeve rocket tee that I finished 2 Sundays ago. I think I've had it on almost every day. Thinking about wearing it to work again. Maybe I should wash it, but I think it's okay. But there you go. Well, that's better. Not perfect. Hi. Monday, day after Sunday. So here's a news story. They are hard. Good morning, Diane. It's also dentist day. Is it really? That's funny. I don't know if is it hard? Anyway, I do like the creamy filling. So when my kids started liking Oreos, and my now ex-husband, or then husband, I guess I've settled on trying to say, I would get the double stuff because if I ate them, I would want extra stuff because who wants the outside? And then they have all the flavors. I don't know. I just saw, what was it? It was it wasn't a potato chip, I don't think. No. It was something that was green bean casserole flavored. And I was like, what? Nothing. I like green bean casserole a lot, but what? And it was like a drink or something. It was very odd, or I don't know. It's very unexpected. Um, so here's the news story. Brand new news to you guys. I set my alarm for 7:15, 7:30, 7:45, and 8 o'clock. I feel like I got up or woke up 3 of those times. Must have woken up 5 of those times. I tried to hit snooze on the last one, but missed. And then I'm like, I'll just, lie here at the 8 o'clock alarm. I'll just lie here. I have an hour. That's a lot of time. And I was lying there, and then I heard a little chime or noise that sounded really familiar. It sounded like my computer downstairs was telling me something. And it sounded like my computer downstairs was telling me that it was the 15-minute warning before something happens on my calendar. I'm like, no, it was just 8 o'clock, and I looked and it was 8:45. Oh, okay. So that's not new. Apparently I need more sleep. Oh, have I told you about Mr. Mustache clawing my sheets? I don't remember if I've told you. Mr. Mustache he like claws my sheets. Like my gray sheets now have claw holes. They're clawed. They have holes in them. So the first thing I did, I don't know if I already told you this, I apologize, but the first thing I did was cut his claws. And then I've been trying to teach him what no means by every time he does it, which is every second and a half, say no very loudly and picking him up and putting him off the bed. And so then I was saying no very loudly and shoving him off the bed. And then I was saying no very loudly and not kicking, but pushing with my feet off the bed. And he would just pop right up and do it again. And we made improvements though. We made I need my tea. We made some progress, that's the word, because I would say no and he would hunker down. Like la 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 la. And as soon as I looked away, he'd do that again. Thank you, Tammy. My sweater looks comfy. It is, and it's like not too hot. I thought it would be really hot, but it's not. That rhymes. Good job weaving in all the ends. Yeah, that took about a year. So yesterday morning, it was not time to get up. It was light out, but it was like it was too early because I didn't have to go anywhere yesterday. So I'm like, I'm sleeping in. But at an ungodly hour during daylight, my cat was like, nah, 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 nah. So I was like, I couldn't make him stop. Like, I don't know what he's doing. I looked it up online. They're like, he's trying to fluff up his bed. No, he's not. I did like this is not what I meant to talk about today, but I took a braided, no, not braided, Sarah, a crocheted rag rug that I made. I made in I think I'm lying. Anyway, I took a class at the Meridian Township Historical, whatever it's called, in making crocheted rag rugs out of fabric. And I bought fabric and I ripped it up and I made it into a long thing and I started crocheting a thing in the round and I never liked it. So finally, I think I tore it out and did a garter stitch one. So that is now on the bed and he sleeps on that. He loves it. He's like, oh, perfect. Thank you. And he laid right down on it. So that night, I thought it was great. And then yesterday morning, he woke up and tried to wake me up. I'm like, but go lay on your little thing. He didn't try to wake me up. He tried to dig into my bed again. So I grabbed my pillow and a blanket and my teddy bear and I came down on the couch and it was cold and I didn't bring a big enough blanket, a heavy enough blanket. And I slept some more on the couch. And then when I woke up, I felt refreshed, but I'm like, I shouldn't have to leave my bed and go sleep on the couch. And he stopped clawing on the bed when I wasn't there. So last night, which is like night, I don't know, 17 of, not really, I was like at a loss and I thought, I'm going to pretend I'm asleep and just let him do it and see what he's doing, see if I can figure it out. So I do need to cut a couple more of his claws because some were catching. But he went to sleep on his little, rag rug pillow or rug that I made from scratch. Didn't make the fabric, but I made the, yarn. It's reminding me of your plarn, Tammy. And he went to sleep there and I was like all happy. And then I was on my back at one point. I know that I was on my back with my arms over my head. It felt really good. And all of a sudden somebody shoved their paw into my armpit. Not the claws, mind you, just boop. And I woke up and I was like, what the fuck was that? And then he like had woken me up and then he started doing the thing. Like he wanted to make sure I was there for it. And I was like, well, yes, he does attack if I move my feet or toes, Diane, but I don't. I don't want to. I mean, I try not to and he'll still find them and attack them. So that's playing, that I know. Play hunting. But I just laid there and he started doing the thing and he did it. This is bizarre because this isn't what he was doing before, although I never really let him do it. I hope you like cats. If you don't, I'll be done with cats in a minute. It was more pawing, but there was still some claw action. I forget where he started, maybe at my armpit, and he was outside the covers because he doesn't like to get under them, and he was doing all the way around me, down to my feet, back up the other side, on the pillow above my head, and I'm like, are you tucking me in? What are you doing? He did it like not all in a row all the way around me, but he worked his way all around me. The other times he's been doing it at the edges of the bed. This time he did it at the edge of me, and I have absolutely no idea what was going on. But it was cute, but I still want to protect my sheets, and I want more sleep. So I don't know what that was all about. Let's have some tea, shall we? My phone camera is not working since I got here at 8:51 to the thing. We're having a teacup today. Isn't that pretty? And there's a matching saucer, as there usually are with teacups. Probably not always, because I might drop this one any second. And it says, holy crap, Ainsley. It's Ainsley. I've heard of that. Established in 1775. Ainsley of England, fine English bone china. That's what we're having our tea in today, and boy, do I need my tea. So I don't feel refreshed because I had to get tucked in for. Oh, and then when he stopped, I'm like, I'm going to see what time it is. It was 4:20, which means he had poked me in the armpit at 4 o'clock in the morning. Hi, Vicky. Good morning. So that was fun. So I'm not any closer to knowing what the hell he's doing, but he did it differently, and it was cute, but I still don't know what the hell he was doing. I wasn't playing. He was like tucking me in or fluffing the bed for me. I don't really know. Weird cat. So hi, how are you? Phew. I want my tea, but it's probably too hot. Oh, and I've overfilled it, so that's fun. Maybe that's what the saucer's for. Definitely too hot. Okay. Stupid phone camera. All right. So here's what I wanted to talk to you about today. I snuck in and named put in the description, "Are you effing kidding me?" Which effing stands for fucking, because I don't want to put that in writing in case an innocent person sees it, but are you fucking kidding me? My apologies. But I finished the blanket for my son for going off to college, which he did 2013 or 14, 10 years ago, let's say. I finished it. And while I was talking to Anna on a Zoom call, on our Wednesday weekly Zoom, which you too can participate in if you become a patron at the, I don't know what level, hot chocolate? Nope, cafe mocha, one of those level. I'll talk to you about that in a minute, Tammy. There was a theory. And I started weaving in the ends. And then before we were done talking, I finished weaving in the ends. I was like, wait, what? How come there's no more ends? I mean, I'm used to taking a year to weave in the ends, even though it took me 10 years to do the blanket. So I finished it. Yay, me. Woo! Here it is. And then I thought, well, I should wash it. I've been dragging it around for 10 years and make sure that it, I can tell him that you can wash it. And so I had another blanket, an acrylic one that I made a long time ago. Well, in 1988, right after I got married, I think, or before, because it's peach, and peach is the color of my wedding. I'm not a peach girl, but it was a decision I made. So I have a peach acrylic blanket. It was Brunswick Windrush, if you remember what Brunswick Windrush, a very nice yarn. And I've had it for that long, and it's still lovely. And it's off in the top layer on my bed. Sorry, boring story. So it's been waiting to be washed because I knew this was going to be ready to be washed soon. And this is Superwash, Cascade 220 worsted Superwash. So I put them in the washing machine. And the only thing I expected to go wrong was that it would relax into a very, 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 very long blanket. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, Tammy. Which when I took them out of the washing, and I was like, I shouldn't dry it because, superwash yarn might pill. So when I took them out of the washer, the acrylic one's always almost dry, and often I'll just throw it over something and let it finish drying. But I put it in the dryer, and I put the one for my son, the gray one, was very heavy because it's wool and it was wet. And the acrylic one was super light and almost dry. The wool one was super heavy, still very wet. Put that in the dryer. I put 3 dryer balls in. I just, it's another thing you can do. And I closed the door and I turned it on I didn't do time dry. I did like medium. I don't know what I did. And I thought I'll come down in like 15 minutes and take it out, which I forgot to do. I heard it go off. Oh, and I heard the buzzer go off. I'm like, oh, I didn't mean to let it go that long. Let's jump ahead a little bit, shall we? Long story shorter, not short, I didn't do anything wrong. It washed beautifully. The only thing that I would say that happened is where I wove in the ends and trimmed them. So the reason I was concerned was I've put together a. Did I tell you this already? I put together a blanket a blanket out of strips for someone who used the superwash Aran from Cascade, and it had fringe. And when I put it in I was going to say dishwasher, but that's not what I meant. You know what I meant? The fringe all came undone, like unplied, which was not a good thing. So, I mean, this doesn't have any fringe, but it has ends woven in, and the little ends, when I took it out and when it was dry, it was almost dry. So then I threw it on the bed, the guest bed, and closed the door so that the cat wouldn't go in and do his thing. The only thing I noticed was that I can't even find them now. Some of the ends where I wove them in were a little teeny bit fuzzy, and I think, well, they'll just work themselves in, right? And that's fine. I'm okay with that. I'll tell my son, don't cut those. Apparently, they're already gone. But when I threw it on the bed, guess what I saw? There is a fucking hole in the fucking Afghan. Are you fucking kidding me? I'm like, what? And it's not like knitting where the ends came out and it undid. Oh, that's not a knitting specific thing, but it's like, what? And it's crocheted, so I can't like cut it apart and put it back together. So I'm like, I'm not looking at that right now. So today I opened the door and grabbed it and brought it downstairs and we're going to look at it. I can't show you under my stupid phone camera because my stupid phone camera isn't working, but let's take a look at it, shall we? All I know for sure is it's more than one end, and it's not tails. And you know who I'm blaming, even if it's not their fault. Okay, I might be wrong. I only see... Well, that's not even a whole piece of yarn. It's weird. Let's see if I can show you. I'm sorry that the technology continues to defeat me. It works on Fridays sometimes. Oh my gosh, what's that down there? There's another one. Okay, it's definitely not me. It's definitely not tails. There's another one right close by. So you know who I'm blaming? I'm blaming Mr. fucking Mustache. That's who I'm blaming. Because I have to repair the Afghan and my son doesn't even have it yet. See that? And then there's one. Can you see the one that's a little bit lower? I don't know what I'm showing you. There's the big one, and then there's one a little bit lower. Whoops, that's the big one. And then there's one over here. Okay, now I know where it is. You know what's happening right now? He's clawing at the chair I'm sitting on. He's like, are you talking about me? There's a fucking hole in the fucking Afghan. So I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to do? I'm going to have to figure out how to repair crochet. I mean, I've done it before, but I'm going to tell my son, hey, your Afghan sucks. Here, look, let's take a look at this. Hi, come show your stupid face. I blame this guy. I have no proof. Look at the camera. There you go. Hi, he's very happy. I have no proof, but I'm pretty darn certain that Mr. Mustache, now that would be my fault for leaving it out because it was too big to fit in the bag anymore. So that's my fault. Yeah, I'm talking about you. You're an asshole. You're a jerk. I love you. He smells really good. I don't know why or if I've ever smelled a cat before. He smells really good. Ooh. Okay, you're free. So that's what we were talking about today. Isn't that fun? That's what I found out about my Afghan was that I did a perfect job except somebody ate it. I don't think it was Maz. You know, I'm not going to discount it. I'll figure out that. Here's what I'll do. I could do it right now. Which end did I start on? Oh, I don't know if I can figure this out. If I did the fancy thing at the beginning, I won't be able to figure it out. That's one end. It's a very long Afghan. There's the oh, it's toward the beginning. It's closer to the beginning. It doesn't mean it's not Mr. mustache, but it means it could have been there for a long time. Tammy has a 50-year-old Afghan that is severely in need of mending. She watched a video but is not ready yet. If it was knitting, I'd be on top of it. Nope. I mean, I'd still be pissed, but I could fix it. But I'll have to just try harder with crochet. So the fact that there are, I'm going to have to like really inspect it now. Two so close together. I mean, I don't think it was moths. I really don't think it was moths, but we can't discount them. And now that I've washed it, I can't tell if the ends look chewed. Well, that doesn't matter. They would be chewed, wouldn't they? Or clawed. They weren't cut. I'll tell you that. They weren't cut. Mr. Mustache doesn't know how to use scissors, nor do any moths that I know of. So that's fun. Tammy, you said, is he lonely? That is another theory that was given to me, that was presented to me on Friday? No. Wednesday? No. Maybe Wednesday? Thursday. It was Thursday. Last week at the Stitch In at the shop. And it was a very just straightforward, I bet he's lonely, you need to get another cat. And I'm like, I'm not getting another cat. I never have animals that like each other. That's not going to help. So that's been brought up before. And I was thinking about it, but why would he be tucking me in? I mean, I don't know if that's what he was doing. So I'm like, I put it in the back of my head. I'm not going to say no, but I don't want another cat. Let's do our Knitter's Oracle reading, shall we? Pissed off, let me tell you, stupid cat. I'm blaming the cat just because he's here. I can't blame the moths because I don't know where they are. You'd think I would have noticed it, but I mean, I would have noticed it before now. I wove in the ends. No, it couldn't have happened after that, could it? I'm assuming that it wasn't as gaping before I washed it. I'm pissed off. Maybe I'll put a big label on both sides that says, made with love by mom. Let's Oracle, yes. Yeah, stop talking about cats, Sarah. Okay. Knitter's Oracle by Alexandra Tinsley. I have something on my glasses now. One. Two. I'll calm down. Didn't know there were two holes. Three. It's good to get upset once in a while. Inanimate objects like the cat's not an inanimate object. And then we're gonna cut did I cut low or high? I think I cut low last time when we got a new card. So we'll cut low again, probably get all the same cards. I don't know. There's all my stuff, all the behind the scenes. First card, the Hank. Whoops. Right? Yes. No, this way for you. I don't know. The Hank. This is a hank of yarn, so it's not big box store yarn. It is slightly, at least partially variegated. So I'm going with hand dyed. So it's a hank, I'm saying a hank of hand dyed yarn. It's called the Hank. The Hank sounds very reliable. So the Hank is potential. This is like something that you didn't like I said, you didn't buy it at a big box store, so it's nicer yarn. When we have nothing helpful to suggest, Oracle. That's why we have it. The Hank. So I'm going with potential. I'm going with a little specialty, a little bit special. Could be a lot special. We don't know what it's made of. Maybe I just need to pull out the good stuff and pet it. It's all good stuff. Okay, that's the first one. The second one, this is what our story is about. It goes on that side. I can't tell what to do for you. Right to left would be, we'll do that. The next one is the needles. Oh my gosh, have we had the needles before? These are straight needles. They are not metal. They are wooden or bamboo. We can't tell if they're fancy painted or just plain. We can't tell if they're polished. They have they look more like a clover needle with that kind of top on them. Which I have. I have some clover bamboos. They're very nice. So I don't know if these are clovers, but they could be. You can buy clovers in a big box store or in a yarn store. They're nice needles. That doesn't. Those were two different things. You can buy them anywhere, and they're nice needles. So we're not knitting in the round. We're pulling out the straight needles. I often, because I have all the needles in the world. Well, I don't. You have some of them, but I often, if I'm knitting like a scarf, something narrow and long, not narrow, but not okay. If I'm knitting something that'll fit on a straight needle easily and is going to be long, I will use straight needles because I like to be able to hold it up and have it hang down and I can admire how beautiful it is. If it's on a circular needle, you can never really hold it up and have it hang down. There's always uninterrupted sleep is a dream of mine. There's always some cable in the way. So straight needles you can always hold up. So if I'm working on like a scarf out of beautiful yarn, I will just use straight needles. Plus I have some lantern moon needles out of like ebony and I don't know, the fancy wood ones. I would buy those as treats for myself. Let's do the third one, shall we? The cable. So everything's a little bit fancy. We have a little bit fancy yarn. We have a little bit, I'm going to go with fancy because they're wood or bamboo as opposed to plastic or the old aluminum ones, which there's nothing wrong with those. This one needs to be tapered differently. And then the cable, not something for somebody to do their first time out, although I bet you could if you were an adventurous beginner. This is a cable. It's interesting. It's probably a 1, 2, 3, 4, oh my gosh, 5, 1. Oh, I think it goes this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a 10-stitch cable if you do it that way. What I'm looking at are the stitches on the edges and making them go, the right way. Did I do that on camera? The right way, air quotes. It could be that the other half is curled under, but I'm going with it's not, and it goes this way, which means maybe we're knitting from the top down. That means I need to work on a particular sweater next. I know which one. It's not on a straight needle, so that doesn't mean that, but maybe it's going, okay. So I did pull out a sweater, another project. After I finished the blanket, I'm like, well, I need to do another, what do I do now? That was my, for a long time. Well, it's been my, I'll just pick this up and work on it for a while. So I don't have anything. I have many of those. Let's finish a sentence, shall we? Let's start and finish the same sentence all in one swoop. There are a lot of projects to choose from that are in progress. I decided I wanted to work on a sweater for me because I just finished a sweater for me and it's fun to wear sweaters you've made. Who knew? There are many to choose from of sweaters that are in progress. I settled on one. I didn't really settle on it. I want to work on the Derica Kane sweater. I don't have it near me. It's over by the fireplace from Bon Marie Chic Knits. The patterns from quite a long time ago. The yarn I chose was some Madeline Tosh Sport in the color Spooky Stars. And when I pulled it out, I always think I just started this. Good yarn, beginner needles, and expert technique. All done. Are you hurrying me along, Tammy? I thought I was just barely started, barely past the ribbing. But when I pulled it out, I was to the underarm. So, or I thought almost to the underarm. So I took it out. I analyzed it, and I was a couple rows away from the underarm, 2, and it's a cardigan, so it's back and forth. So I finished those 2 rows, and then I did the split for the because it's done in one piece. Split the fronts and the back, and I thought And then you're supposed to do the sleeves, and I started them on double points, and I was getting ladders, and I'm like, I don't want to use double points. I want to do magic loop, and I put it all down. And then I took it to a friend's house on Saturday. I went to a friend's house for dinner. All over the map. Oh, there you go. Thank you. I thought Tammy's being bossy today. My goodness, she has stuff to do. Which would be fine if you were being bossy. Sometimes I need to just be told to just cool it or, move along, Sarah. We're going a little bit over, which is okay to think what I was thinking. So I took it to a friend's house. I pulled it out to show her, and I looked at it, and I looked at her. I said, so this is another, are you fucking kidding me moment. It's a hand die. I didn't alternate the skeins. There's a line where I started the second skein. Yes, I know what to do. Yes, I always harp at other people. You have to, do the thing. You'll be sorry if you didn't. I'm sorry that I didn't. So, not a very good knitter. I say that with sarcasm, but also humility. Sorry. So that progress has gone back down to the ribbing, and I have put in the second skein because I was 2 skeins in. I have started alternating. It's a nice pattern. It's a 16 row lace repeat, but it's once you start it's really easy. Oh, to see what to do. Boring. So anyway, that's starting. So since I saw you last, I found holes in the fucking Afghan, and I had to tear out the sweater because I didn't do the fucking thing that I tell every fucking person I see to do. A little bit of an F-bomb lady today. All right. The Hank is number 1. That's the very first card, and it says, the Hank, call to action, opportunity, getting revved up. What did I say? Potential. It might be do what excites you with what you love and what you have. Maybe. I like that one. Do what excites you with what you love and what you have. That's good. I've got an idea for me personally, which would be something that excites me with what I love and what I have. So there you go. Good call. The Hank, call to action. Like quit fucking up. Opportunity, an opportunity to not fuck up. Getting revved up. The needles. It's Monday, FOA. I am. Have you noticed? 32. I don't know why I can do Roman numerals better than I can metric system, which is 2 different animals. The cable, a crossroads, a choice, a crossroads. Should I try to be a better knitter? A crossroads, a choice, an opportunity, decisions, feeling unsure because you haven't done cables before, I guess. A crossroads. I'm not a very good knitter. Am I not a very good knitter? So recovery would say, so I say I'm not a very good knitter because it's supposed to be a joke because I'm actually a very good knitter. But then I just bring it up every time I do something stupid or wrong because it fits. And I know that I'm a good knitter, but it's like a thing. It's like a running gag now. But in recovery, you learn not to say things like, I'm not a very good knitter. You would follow that with, but am I really not a very good knitter? I'm actually a very good knitter. So then you wouldn't say I'm not a very good knitter. You would say, sometimes I make mistakes. There you have some recovery. The needles, I did that 32. Oh boy. Oh wait, I did the cable. I jumped to the cable. I'm going out of order. The needles I can't find. 32. The cable was 22. I can't, and I was bragging that I can do the Roman numerals. The needles, something necessary, the missing piece, the key, a revelation, a liberation, freedom. Something, oh, this is a long one. Something that opens a new door or clears a new path. Something necessary, the missing piece, the key, a revelation, a liberation, freedom. That sounds like getting over being a not very good knitter. All right, so for everybody, let's go with Tammy's. What did Tammy say? Do what excites you. Oh, hi. Like have a cat. One cat. Do what excites you with what you love and what you have. So you probably have some straight needles. You probably are excited by You probably love yarn and you can be excited by cables, but that's out of order. Take what you love and what you have and do what excites you. So I'm just going to reorder your words. For me, it's telling me to put down Derek Kane, just back away for a little while. It needs to go think about the error of its ways, being knit by a not very good knitter. I'm going to go get I have another project in mind that I didn't want to go with because I still have to think about it a little bit, but it's pretty yarn. I'll show it to you later. It's not on straight needles, but I don't know. Maybe I don't know. It's not on straight needles, but it's still on needles. Duh. And it doesn't have cables, but it has an interesting stitch. It's the sorrel sweater from Wool and Pine, which I fell in love with when a customer had it on, and I had never seen anything like it before, and I was so excited. Made her take her coat off to show me her. I'm like, "What are you wearing? Let me see that." And it was gorgeous. So I bought Quince and Company Owlette, which is the lace weight one, and Farmer's Daughter Mighty Mo. The Owlette color, I can't remember. It's a mungy brown gray, and the mungy gray brown, and the Mighty Mo is in the color Paul Newman. So that's what I'm going to go pick up. It's a top down. It's a pullover. I was most of the way through the yoke. I'm almost done with the yoke, with the pattern part of the yoke. So I'm going to get that and work on that and let Derek Kane have a little sit out. I already have both. It's now this long instead of this long, but I already have both balls of yarn in play, so I'll remember that I'm supposed to be doing that. Thank you, Tammy, for the assist. I promise not to say fucking anymore this broadcast. Not sure that I won't all day today. Oh, yeah. Check this out. Oops. Yep, there we go. Something got unplugged. I don't know what. Oh, the power. So that's it. I think now we have our proof. He's kneading it. I think we have our proof. I think that's proof. I should take a picture. Oh, my phone camera is not working. Okay. Let's take a picture real quick while he's still doing it. Camera. Oh, that's black and white. Oh, it's going to have to be a video. Oh, now he's not needing it. All right, well, I got a black and white photo. You saw it. I do have proof because I can take a clip from this. Happy Fudgy Monday. Fudge. Fudge. I'll see you guys next time. It's your fault, right? He's so cute, though. I'm going to end the stream.